Hello friends. Welcome to English Story Channel. Here, you can listen to simple English stories and improve your English listening skills. If you like my videos, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your support helps me make more stories and grow this channel. Thank you for being part of English Story Channel. Let's learn English together. Why reading is so important. Reading is one of the most important skills when you want to learn English. It helps you understand how the language works in a natural and real way. When you read English books, stories, articles, or even short messages online, your brain starts to connect words, grammar, and meaning together. This process helps you learn English faster and in a more enjoyable way. Reading is not only about seeing words on a page. It is about discovering how people use those words to express ideas, feelings, and experiences. When you read in English, you see many examples of correct grammar without even studying the rules. You begin to notice how sentences are made and how words change depending on the situation. For example, when you read, you might see how past tense verbs are used in stories or how questions are formed in conversations. This kind of learning is natural and helps you remember more easily because you see the language in action. You are not only memorizing grammar rules, you are watching how they are used by real speakers and writers. Reading also helps you build your vocabulary. Every time you read, you meet new words. Some words are repeated many times, and your brain starts to remember them automatically. You do not need to translate every single word. After reading a few times, you will understand words by their context. For example, if you read the sentence, "She grabbed her umbrella because it was raining," you can guess what "grabbed" means without checking the dictionary. This way, reading helps you learn naturally, just like a child learns their first language. Another reason why reading is important is that it improves your writing and speaking skills. When you read, you see how good English sentences look. You notice how authors start their paragraphs, how they connect ideas, and how they finish their thoughts. Later, when you write your own sentences, you can use these examples as models. Reading gives you a sense of rhythm and structure in English. It also gives you expressions and phrases that you can use in your own speaking. For instance, if you often read phrases like, "on the other hand," or, "in my opinion," you will start using them naturally in your conversations. Reading also helps you with pronunciation, even if you are not speaking out loud. When you read, you can say the words quietly in your head or read them softly. This helps you connect the written words to their sounds. If you listen to audiobooks while reading, you can learn how words are pronounced and how sentences sound. Over time, your speaking will become more fluent and your pronunciation more accurate. One of the biggest advantages of reading is that it improves your understanding of the world. When you read English materials, you learn about different cultures, ideas, and lifestyles. English is an international language, and people all around the world use it to share their thoughts. By reading, you not only learn the language but also understand how people think and live in other countries. This can make you more open-minded and confident when you talk with others in English. Reading also helps you stay motivated. Sometimes, learning English can feel difficult or slow, but reading something you enjoy can make it fun. You can read stories, comics, magazines, or websites about topics you like. When you enjoy what you read, you don't feel like you are studying, you are learning without stress. You will see your progress as you understand more and more each day. This will give you confidence to continue learning and using English in your daily life. Finally, reading gives you independence in your learning. You do not always need a teacher when you have books and articles to read. You can learn at your own speed and choose the topics that interest you most. Reading helps you control your own learning journey. The more you read, the more comfortable you feel with English, and soon you will realize that you can understand and express yourself much better. That is why reading is such an important part of learning English. It helps you grow step by step, in a natural and enjoyable way. Reading continues to be one of the best ways to improve your English, even after you have learned the basics. It helps you move from simple language to more advanced expressions. Every time you read, you meet new grammar structures, idioms, and real-life vocabulary that you might not find in a classroom. This helps you sound more natural when you speak and write. Reading also improves your memory and concentration because you have to focus on understanding the text. This mental exercise makes your brain stronger and more flexible for language learning. When you read often, your thinking starts to change. You stop translating everything into your first language. Instead, you begin to think in English. For example, when you read a short story, you imagine the scenes in your mind directly in English, not in your own language. This is a very big step toward fluency. Thinking in English helps you speak faster and with more confidence. You will not need to stop and translate each sentence before you say it. Reading is also a great way to learn real English, the kind people use every day. Textbooks are helpful, but they sometimes use very formal or simple examples. In books, blogs, and magazines, you see how native speakers really write and talk. You learn common phrases like, "Take your time, by the way," or "I'm looking forward to it." These expressions make your English sound more natural and friendly. Reading different types of texts, such as dialogues, articles, or stories, shows you how English changes depending on the situation. You can see the difference between formal and informal language, which is very useful in real conversations. Another great benefit of reading is that it helps you with listening. When you read and listen at the same time, your brain connects the written and spoken forms of words. This makes it easier to understand English when you watch movies, listen to music, or talk to people. You can recognize words faster and follow conversations more easily. Reading also helps you learn how English sounds, where people pause, and how they stress certain words in a sentence. Reading gives you emotional and personal benefits too. When you read about characters, stories, or real people, you feel connected to them. You learn empathy and understanding through their experiences. You also discover new ideas, dreams, and ways of thinking. Reading in English can inspire you and help you see the world from a different point of view. It is not only language practice, it is also a journey of learning about life. If you want to make reading part of your English learning, start small. Choose short and easy books first, like graded readers or stories written for learners. Read a few pages every day. Don't worry if you don't understand every word. Try to guess the meaning from context. The important thing is to enjoy what you are reading. Step by step, you can move to more difficult books, newspapers, and websites. The more you read, the more confident you will feel with English. In the end, reading is one of the best habits for anyone who wants to learn English well. It helps you with grammar, vocabulary, writing, speaking, and listening, all at the same time. It gives you new knowledge, new ideas, and new skills. It also makes learning English more enjoyable and less stressful. Reading is not just a study method, it is a window to the world. Through reading, you can travel, meet new people, and explore new cultures without leaving your home. That is why reading is so important for English learners. It helps you grow as a learner and as a person, step by step, every time you open a book.